let's get to it. Prosecution, this is your witness. Who is up first? If you have any evidence, let me know. I can present it for you, or I can share your screen if you present it yourself.
Okay. The first, so CJ is our first witness, Your Honor.
Well, sorry, it's your what the hell am I supposed to say? Your opportunity to cross.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor. So I'll start with by asking you some very simple questions. If you could just answer them with a yes or no. Were you late today to court?
Yes.
Is that a dumb idea?
It's not a. It wasn't.
Yes or no, please. Is it a stupid idea to be late for court?
Yes.
Thank you. Did you try to gaslight the judge into thinking you were on time, saying that you were here, you were just chilling, only to be found putting on your tie at the last minute?
What's your definition of gaslighting?
Convincing the judge that the truth is in fact not the truth. Putting on your tie at the last minute is an indication that you were not prepared on time, as you so suggested.
Well, in a question you asked, you didn't say prepared. You said I was here. So I was here, even though
you were late. We've already gone past that question. Were you putting on your tie, suggesting to the judge that you were already here, thus gaslighting the judge away from the belief that you were not here, which you've already said you weren't?
Well, again, I was here, Red. I was here. I just hadn't clicked the link yet. So I was correct in saying that I was here. Just
Did you tell the judge you were on time today?
I said I was here waiting for the link, waiting for the guys to tell me to click the link.
Waiting when? On time or late?
Well, since 7:30.
So that means you were early. Better than on time.
I was early.
Okay. Is that a dumb idea to lie to the judge after being late?
Well, as I previously stated, I was waiting for it.
Answer the question, defendant.
Can you repeat the question?
Is it a dumb idea to lie to the judge after being late?
I didn't lie to the judge.
Is it a good idea to lie to the prosecuting attorney?
No.
Is it a good idea to lie to the jury?
No.
Mm-hmm. Did you bring a controlled substance into the judge's chambers?
Objection.
What's the objection?
Relevance.
Well, if he did, that's a dumb idea.
Well, again,
overruled.
Did you bring a controlled substance into the judge's chambers?
I plead the fifth.
You're under oath in the court of law. You're going to plead the fifth right now?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, he has a right to do so. I'm not understanding the.
That question was asked out of solidarity for your client, in order to make sure he's making a sound decision, because he is again being charged with the crime of being dumb. And the judge was present in his chambers all morning, just making sure your client is aware of that. But we can move on. The defense has admitted that you hold a high level of testosterone in their opening remarks. Testosterone, as we know, influences the way people think. Do you think your high level of testosterone influences the way you think and maneuver?
I'm not sure.
Does estrogen influence the way women think and maneuver?
I'm not sure.
Really? Okay. Twice, by two people, you have been asked to shut up. Those two people are your counsel.
I'm sorry, what
Can
was
you?
that?
You've been asked by two different people this very morning to be quiet. Those two people are your
Objection.
counsel.
Objection. Objection.
What is
Your
the
Honor, things that happened before the trial began is not relevant to the case currently now. Okay,
No,
we
no,
cannot.
these things happen in your opening remarks. Both you and your co-counsel advised your client to be quiet. These were just moments ago, not before the trial.
Your Honor, those things should not be used against us. I don't think,
That
or
was
used
in-
against
that
the
was in-
They're not
defense.
being used against them. I'm just asking them that it happened.
What the reason why it's overruled is because you guys did advise him correctly, but it shows his decorum or lack thereof.
This was during
False.
This was when you guys were excuse me. Let me tell you something, defense attorney. False. Okay, false to get you contempt.
Wait.
No, get
he
your
said-
man. Now get your man. Sorry.
No,
What I meant. What I meant was, the defense general, said what I said was false.
No,
I'm simply saying is, you guys told him to be quiet. It wasn't his opportunity to talk when he said, "Your Honor, can I say something?"
So
Yeah, but I'm asking when did that occur?
Wait, just the thing is
That occurred.
It wasn't me and Fantastic. It was me and the judge himself. The question was, can I say something? The judge said, and I will state, no, you cannot. And I replied, affirming what the judge said, because this is his court, this is his ruling, that he cannot and he should not. So I'm not understanding why is it that my client is getting ready to be penalized, or why is this even being suggested that we have done something wrong, or that we or his decorum is off when he asked the question? He didn't speak
Your
out
Honor,
of turn.
prosecution.
Fair.
Let me finish.
Hold on, Mr. Williams.
He didn't speak out of turn. He
Okay.
requested and respected the request, and I confirmed and affirmed your statement, which is no, you cannot speak. So why is this now being used against my client? I'm not understanding. This is what I'm confused on. This is why I said false. It has nothing to do with you, sir. By all means, anything you say goes. That includes being quiet. So I would say, instead of putting those words on too Fantastic, we should put it on the right person, which is myself as the co-counsel and the judge himself.
Your Honor.
Sustained. Move on, TWR and Associates.
Very well, Your Honor. Is it a good idea to take the advice of your counsel, CJ?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do that when you asked if you could speak?
Yes.
You did? Okay. I would like to pass to my co-counsel, and I would like to present video footage from an episode called Misery Loves Company. I will share that and allow my co-counsel to explain. In fact, co-counsel, would you like to control the play bar? Is there a way I can pass that off to you? Or do you have it pulled up?
No.
He's on his phone, so he won't be able to. You have to share it and go play by play.
All right.
No.
So just tell me when to
Oh, you got on your laptop?
laptop.
Okay.
You're on your laptop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you able to pull it up?
No, I'm not.
If not, I can pull it up. You'll just have to tell me when to play and stop.
That timestamp is 1:18, 1 hour and 18 minutes. That's when he first comes on.
Okay. 118. Got it.
Or if you could get it to 119 where he's having a conversation.
All right. This a good starting point?
Yes. Now, Mr. CJ, I want to ask you a question. How do you view how women should be?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Have you ever said that women need to be robots and do what you want them to do and speak when you want them to speak?
I never said they need to be robots. No.
You've never said that. Have you ever said that they were miserable?
Yes.
But you're sure you never said that they were robots or needed to be robots?
Your Honor, objection asked and answered.
Sustain.
Let's just see if we can go to the video, please.
In actuality, if we base it off complaints, or are men becoming miserable because we're a company of misery, that misery being women?
So men aren't miserable. We are the company to women's misery. They trying their best to make us as miserable as them. Well, I like the way you just inconsistent in your thought process. You be talking real shit sometimes. Just be too inconsistent. But yeah, men been trying their best to please women. They're unpleasable. They miserable. Like, it is what it is. We gonna do we and she said, why do we chase misery? We don't chase misery. First of all, we just kind of figured this shit out that y'all just naturally miserable. Maybe men of the past knew that shit, but we don't chase misery. We chase women because we want to be with women. We love women. We care about women. That's why we made the society the way it is, because we really cared. Me and Il kind of talk about this shit all the time, Ali. Like, the men care so much that we try our best to make women happy, but they are unpleasable. They're miserable people. I don't know. It is what I mean. You just said you don't like that, so I'm not gonna.
No. It's fine. You can say it. I mean, I'm just.
It is what it is.
How do you?
No, I had a point. Just the point. I'm sorry.
Well,
So
let me
women.
ask you,
Go ahead.
how do we try to please women? What do you mean by that?
You said you got a $2,000 coat hanger or whatever you call it, a coat rack, the most expensive coat.
You can stop it
Why
right
did you buy
now,
that?
man.
It wasn't for you.
Nah, that's it.
Who was it for, Ham? Who asked you to buy that?
My wife.
Happy when she bought that for her, did she say, thank you, baby, I will never ask for anything again? How long did it take her to ask for the next thing she asked for?
Well, she said thanks. I mean,
Yeah, I bet. Thanks. Thank you. Now tomorrow, give me something else. That's what she said. Oh, and I want to say something. They don't like us figuring them out. So Sherelle be trying to throw us off the case. Feel me? That's why she went. I don't even think it's I think it's subconsciously that they don't like us figuring them out. So they'll try to throw us off the trail. Feel me? Just by windmilling and saying a bunch of nothing to confuse us, because they don't getting mad over nothing. Getting mad. They don't like us figuring that shit out. Huh? That's why men have to stay quiet for so long, because once you start talking and once you start saying, hey, I'm just trying to figure this shit out, they start throwing the fit. They start going crazy. So that's it.
What are we supposed to gather from this piece of evidence?
That he's,
when you say men try to, man, what's popping? Can you salute too?
That he's red pill, and his ideology, he really can't stand how women are naturally. He shows that his level of not only common sense is just lacking, but he really does not care for women the way he says he does. He shows it consistently on the panels. And I do have more, but I have to find it. But
all right, so this clip here,
like I asked him, did he say women was miserable? And he lied.
All right, hold on a second. Let me see something. All right, 118. Let me see if it plays better from my side, because right now I don't know what this clip is.
120 something too.
DJ was popping.
Put him in the front.
Huh?
Bounties on somebody to put me in the bathroom. I knew he was coming. Didn't we talk about this before the show started?
This is my point right here. Of course, I'm gonna come debate it. Feel me? So you want me to start it off or what?
Yeah, I mean, we've been kind of working through a couple of different things. Freezy, Shalom. Salute to the general, man. CJ, yeah, man. So we just thinking through it, man. Are men more miserable in actuality if you base it off complaints, or are men becoming miserable because we're the company of misery, that misery being women?
So men aren't miserable. We are the company to women's misery. They trying their best to make us as miserable as them. I like the way you just inconsistent in your thought process. You be talking real shit sometimes. You just be too inconsistent. But so I had a couple points. I didn't take notes this time, so they can be all over the place. But yeah, men been trying their best to please women. They're unpleasable. I mean, we try to say it's hyperbolic, but I don't even think it's hyperbolic at this point. They miserable. Like, it is what it is. We gonna do we and she said, why do we chase misery? We don't chase misery. First of all, we just kind of figured this shit out that y'all just naturally miserable. Maybe men of the past knew that shit, but we don't chase misery. We chase women because we want to be with women. We love women. We care about women. That's why we made the society the way it is, because we really care. Me and Ilkan talk about this shit all the time, Ali. Like the men care so much that we try our best to make women happy, but they are unpleasable. They're miserable people. I don't know. It is what I mean. You just said you don't like that, so I'm not.
No, it's fine.
Well, Your Honor, may we interject, Your Honor? So actually, as you said yourself, this doesn't correlate with anything that the prosecution has claimed. He didn't say anything about hating women. He actually gave credence to the young lady and respected her wishes and something she said she didn't like. So I think this evidence should be stricken from the record.
Is this the bulk of it? I'm at minute 120.
No. But what was it's around 126 where he does actually say he wants them to be robots. He would love for his own woman to do what he wants and speak when he wants her to speak. This is on there.
We are accompanying the miserable people. I am accompanying a miserable person. So yes, I'm expressing how what's going on in my life. But it could be, my shit could be soft. Like I'm not a miserable. Like this shit is crazy. First of all, I don't just have unlimited complaints. If she did the shit that I asked her, my shit would be soft.
You said you wanted her to be a robot.
Well, shit, if she started being a robot, you think I would be complaining? You think I'd be like, oh, I can't believe I got a robot now? I'd be happy as fuck. Be like, yeah, she do what I want. She say what I want. Perfect. Problem solved. We problem solvers. I come over here so I can I tell the boys my issues so they can help me solve the problem. Men
Your
like
Honor,
was it role model?
Your Honor.
Your Honor, again, Your Honor, I don't think that the prosecution understands a conversation happening between two people. He did not say that
I asked your client, did he even say those words? And he said no.
Yeah, he didn't, and he correctly. So you know what? Just let the evidence play.
Your Honor, can we get some etiquette out of the defense?
But it's not etiquette. I'm objecting.
What are you objecting to, defense tastic?
I'm objecting to the evidence because the evidence is again, it's not any of the things that he's using for it to show.
I clearly asked your client, did he say those things? And he said no. And there's clearly evidence on the videotape.
Yeah, no.
Wait, Your Honor. The issue is there is no evidence of that. What we have is an interpretation from Sherelle. Sherelle said, "Thank you." That's what your client said.
We did answer it.
Well, no.
His answer was in affirmative to saying, "Yes, I would like a robot because a robot would tell me what to do." How do you deduce that?
So I deduce. Well, one, I don't think he said that. He said, "Do you think I'd have any problems if I were to have a robot?"
Mm-hmm.
So if we listen closely to what was being said, one, we're hearing interpretation of what CJ may have communicated.
Sorry,
we didn't hear the words from CJ. I want a robot. What we did hear is a question to her. It's what do you call that? Those kinds of questions. That question is called a rhetorical. It's a rhetorical. He asked a rhetorical question, which is, do you think I would be complaining if she did everything that I asked? But he never said the words out of his mouth. Exactly. I want a robot. What we heard was Sherelle say, you said, but he never said those words. Those could be an interpretation, unless the evidence shows, unless the
hold on, let him
unless
finish.
the
Mr.
evidence
Williams.
shows that CJ says, I want a robot, then I think this evidence is just hearsay, if anything at all.
Yeah,
he did say that.
No, he didn't. And again,
Yeah,
you
we have
said,
to watch.
hold on,
Okay.
So here's what I would ask. If he
They're
did
getting
say
a lot
those
of
things,
latitude.
Mr. Williams, do I need to rewind it back a little further? Because
No,
based
where you had
on how the footage is being broken down, he's not specifically saying, but he's acknowledging that a robot would be consistent in behavior.
And this is what we're talking about when it comes to his behaviors. This is what we're showing when it comes to his red pill rage and that he's not very bright.
Okay. Now, what in the clip shows the rage and not being bright? Are you saying that because he would reduce a woman down to being robot-like, that's red pill rage?
Yes. That is the red pill ideology. He's constantly has said that on panels. Yes. Constantly insulting a woman, saying that they're miserable, all of those things. But he did say out of his own mouth, it would be better if she did what he wanted her when he wanted her to speak and to behave.
And Your Honor, respectfully,
and that's what it is.
Hold on one second, fantastic. Okay.
And see, that's my problem with the defense. They are just unruly. Their etiquette is just horrible.
It's not unruly.
It's
not really an objection
when they're doing objections, Your Honor.
Well, it was I asked him to clarify. Okay, so that's what you would like us to gather from said clip,
yes,
Attorney
sir.
Williams. Okay, do you have any questions specifically for Mr. Pollard here?
No, I'm done with this witness.
Well, Your Honor, just before, so you said he's done.
We have a level of other witnesses that we would like to bring forth later on during the trial.
Is that right? Well,
yes.
we're almost there, so you may want to contact them to get them going. Fantastic. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so Your Honor, first and foremost, before we move forward, I would still like that evidence to be, or those that exhibit to be stricken from the record. As the prosecutor said, he asked a specific question, right? And he said, "Did you say these things?" And as the clip and the evidence show, he did not say those things. So that whole line of questioning and the evidence needs to be removed from the record.
Okay, give me time to contemplate, because what I saw in that entire from 118 to 123 may not be how do you say, as damning as you may assume, but I need to reassess it again.
I agree because I could use their evidence now that they've submitted to the court but you know what, you're right, Judge. You're on. Hey, can we disregard that request? You're actually right.
I think we need to look back at it one time to see.
We're officially pulling back our request to eliminate and strike that evidence, Your Honor. I think it's a great point. So now, yes, no longer want the evidence suppressed. So how are you doing today, sir, Mr. Pollard?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
All right, great. Now, it was a question that was brought about your tardiness to this trial here today, right? I mean, you're in the I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry, my hand cramped. Sorry.
Just making sure. So, I pay attention. I'm very, very, very professional. But anyway, so, sir, did you happen to run into? I think there was a very bad accident on the way here today. Was there not?
Oh, yes, it was, sir.
Okay, and it was, I actually missed it myself. It happened right behind me, so I kind of understood. And if you paid attention, didn't the people in the audience for the court today show up a little late also? The seats start filling a little later.
But the fantastic, as I stated earlier, I was here.
My client just answered the question, just simple yes or no, sir, to make it quite easier for you.
What was the question again?
The question was the audience, the attending audience for our trial. Did you notice a lot of those people funneling in a lot later and after?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so something you really could control was the reason for your slight tardiness that the defense. The prosecution brought up, correct?
Correct.
And I noticed you said you're a tie. That's a nice suit. Is that what kind of suit is that, brother?
Oh, very I don't know what the exact brand is, but it was expensive, bro.
Looks tailored. You didn't just buy that off the rack. You had that like, you know. Thank yeah, and your tie. Do you know who you notice who doesn't have a tie with a collared shirt? The only person that has a tie without a collared shirt. Could you point
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
What is the relevance of pointing
relevance,
it
out?
Relevance
That
I do have
whoa,
Mr. Williams, you are not on trial. He can comment if it's relevant. Then we will either overrule the objection or sustain the objection if it's not. Why is it relevant?
Now, Your Honor, TWR, the prosecutory counsel made the tie a significant point in his lack of preparedness. Okay, his co-counsel doesn't have a tie at all, so does that mean he's unprepared to prosecute my client?
Objection, Your Honor. No.
Well, you can't double object, Your Honor. You can't double object.
I want to know the relevance, Your Honor, when I purely do not have.
I mean, you really can't.
God damn it! Somebody get this old muff. See, I'm trying to stay with a particular level of decorum. Okay,
giving the defense a lot of latitude.
Now he's accusing the judge of being biased. I'm gonna tell you what, you Barney shirt wearing. See, I'm trying to. All right, sorry.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, I would like to offer some clarity, but again, if it pleases the court.
You may not, and that's because of your co-counsel here.
Acknowledged.
Now, the reason why I'm going to overrule is because the tie was put in contention about him being prepared or lack thereof. If he wasn't trying to be dressed appropriately for court, then he would have potentially been on time if he just came with a t-shirt. So what it shows is a level of care to present yourself appropriately in court, because the tie was initially brought into question by the prosecution.
So it wouldn't be overruled for me. It'd be overruled for him. Yeah, right. Overruled to the objection to the. Okay, great. Thank you, Your Honor. So moving along. You were asked several questions about your intelligence. Did you participate in any type of special education classes coming up, Mr. Paul?
For the slower kids, no. I was a part of the magnet program, which is for the
the magnet program. So you were an honor roll student?
Yes, sir.
Wow, great. And you graduated from high school, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, no GED.
No GED, no, sir.
Great job. And you don't get any type of Social Security or any type of payment for your lack of intelligence, correct?
No, sir.
So that would be subjective if anyone thought there's nothing out here saying that you are medically considered less than intelligent, correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, so we can move beyond that. I think my co-counsel will have time to ask you more questions. But now moving forward, so this whole red pill rage thing, could you explain to us what your definition of red pill rage would be?
I guess someone who's angry at women for the reality of what women really are. So they're angry at women. They're attacking women unnecessarily. Maybe Joseph would be a good example.
Great point. Great point. Yeah, have you ever just randomly cursed out a woman? No, absolutely, just coming in the courtroom and cursing a woman out and all these different things unprovoked? Have you ever done that?
No, sir.
Yeah, there's no record of that in this court, correct?
No, sir. There's no record of it. Correct.
Great. And like I said, having a healthy back and forth, debate of sorts, as we do here a lot of the times. Does that make you angry?
I don't believe it does, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So no. So and you've seen, there are some women here that in that same case, and I think we'll have the evidence to pull up later to show that said men were what did they say? Abusive and you know, a lot of allegations and angry and all these things against the men, right? Allegations get throughout a lot of the time around here, correct?
Correct.
So pretty much it's just again a claim with no evidence to support it. And I'd ask Your Honor if we could please rerun the prosecution's evidence, if you could please pull that back up and start from that point so we can play it and view it.
It was.
I think it started at the 118 mark. I think they said.
Feel me? So you want me to start it off or what?
Yeah, I mean, we've been kind of working through a couple of different things. Freezy, Shalom, just taking through it, man. Are men more miserable in actuality if we base it off complaints, or are men becoming miserable because we're a company of misery? That misery being women.
So men aren't miserable. We are the company to women's misery. They trying their best to make us as miserable as them. Sure, I like the way you just inconsistent in your thought process. You be talking real shit sometimes. You just be too inconsistent. But so I had a couple points.
So you don't agree with the Miss Sherelle here in the middle, correct? But did you not just give her a compliment and say you be, as you quoting Your Honor, and I know you don't want profanity in your courtroom, but you know, as per the evidence, if you will allow it. Okay, you muted, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, you be talking that shit sometimes. That's what you said. That's a direct quote, correct?
Correct.
And could you explain to us, so you know, in specifics, not layman's terms, what you be talking that shit sometimes? What does that equate to? What does that mean?
It means sometimes she's correct about what she's saying. She actually makes good points.
So what you're saying is, and you said sometimes. So is this like one time in particular, or over a period of time? When you say sometimes, what do you mean?
I've seen her make a few great good points.
So on multiple occasions.
Yes, sir.
And Sherelle is clearly a woman, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you, the man that's been claimed of red pill rage, is giving a woman credit for, you know, making great points?
I am.
Just yes or no? Just yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, great. Can you continue with the evidence, Your Honor, please? Thank you.
I didn't take notes this time, so they're gonna be all over the place. But yeah, men been trying their best to please women. They're unpleasable. I mean, we try to say it's hyperbolic, but I don't even think it's hyperbolic at this point. They miserable. Like, it is what it is. We gonna do we and she said, why do we chase misery? We don't chase misery. First of all, we just kind of figured this shit out, that y'all just naturally miserable. Maybe men in the past knew that shit, but we don't chase misery. We chase women because we want to be with women. We love women. We care about women. That's why we made the society the way it is, because we really care. Me and Ilkan talk about this shit all the time, Ali.
Now, did you say we love women, we chase women?
We love and we care about women. We chase them.
Wow, not just you didn't say we just want to have sex with them. You didn't say we want to beat them up. You didn't say these hoes. You didn't even say hoes or bitches. You said women, correct?
Correct.
All right, Your Honor, that's all I have. I'm going to pass it off to my co-counsel.
Co-counsel, do you need this piece of evidence, or can I take it off the screen?
I think this piece of evidence is fresh on our minds, but I'd like to also make keep in mind that my
co-counsel,
that CJ here is his tone is not aggressive. It's very level-headed, level set.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say it makes me mad. He said it is what it is. And if I'm not, you know, just some other things, I know that CJ and this particular young lady has had back and forth before, and she has called him stupid to his face, and his reaction has never been rageful. So I would like to make those points, because I'm sure it's in the same live stream where, you know, he has been called stupid or dumb. And in response, it was, you know, just he blew over it. Never reacted in rage, never lashed out, never said anything back. So I do believe that this is also a good evidence for character as well. You know, my client is not red pill raging. If anything, He's just regular. And so I believe that with him and his discipline, I do have a couple of questions for him. So CJ or sir, are you a professional fighter from my understanding?
Amateur currently, but going pro in a couple of months.
Okay. So what is it that they teach you about managing your emotions in that particular sport?
You got to be able to control your emotions and try to hone them and direct them in the ways that which they should be directed.
Right. There was a question about testosterone affecting whether your behavior as a male of the human species. Do you feel as if you handle your emotions well, even with the high amount of testosterone?
Yes, sir.
And would you say that you've learned to do such a thing due to your just growing up and being a man, but also due to your profession?
Yeah, I would attribute it to it.
And I would say that the evidence says so as well. I think that there's plenty of opportunities for CJ to be enraged, but we have not seen those things. In fact, what we've seen is somebody who is just articulating some of the troubles of their relationship. And my question is to both the court and also the people within the courtroom, who hasn't had any issues with their relationship, who doesn't feel upset or offended by certain things that their partner does, who doesn't have complaints about their significant other. Right? Does that mean that you love your significant other any less, or that you're full of rage? Or does it mean that you're just frustrated? At the height of it all, you're just frustrated. At the minimal, you just are a human being that just goes through the times of being with someone. All right. I just think it's unfair for my client to be considered. He's not, none of the evidence, nothing here is showing that he's anything besides a regular human being.
Brother.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.